Around the globe, we're often told the path to being smart is a long journey through school, college, and maybe even grad school. But imagine, after all those years, finding yourself more puzzled about your future than ever. It sounds like a tough joke, doesn't it? Yet when you share your story online, at least you do it in perfect English. But let's flip the script. Becoming smart isn't locked behind the doors of a classroom or the pages of a textbook. Nope. It's about tapping into the curiosity that makes humans naturally brilliant, using the world as your classroom and every experience as a lesson. So if you've ever thought, I want to be smarter but school's just not cutting it, or if you're just looking for ways to light up all corners of your brain in the real world, you're in the right spot. We're about to dive into how being smart is more about being curious, resourceful, and engaged with the world around you. Ready to get started? Let's jump right in. 1. Acknowledge your ignorance. Admitting you don't know it all is key to becoming smarter. It's like starting a journey with an empty backpack ready to fill it with new discoveries. This idea goes back to a wise man named Socrates, who said wisdom begins with knowing you're not wise. When you accept that you're still learning, you start to ask more questions and chase after the answers with curiosity. It's like being in a new city without a map. You're more open to exploring, asking locals for directions, and finding hidden gems you wouldn't know about if you thought you knew everything. This openness is your superpower because it turns every day into a chance to learn something new. For example, imagine you think you know everything about space. You might not bother to look up at the night sky or read about the latest space missions. But if you admit you're just starting to learn, you might get a telescope, join a stargazing club, and suddenly you're discovering galaxies and stars you never knew existed. That's the magic of admitting you don't know everything. It turns the world into an endless classroom. 2. Cultivate curiosity. Getting curious is like turning on a flashlight in a dark room. Start by asking questions about everything around you, like why the sky is blue or how your phone works. It's all about wanting to know more and not just accepting things as they are. And don't just stick to what you know. Try to learn about stuff that seems completely different or even a bit strange to you. It's like adding different flavors to your meal. It makes everything more interesting and fun. For example, if you love music, why not explore how instruments are made? Or if you're into sports, look into the science of how your body moves and reacts. This way, your brain gets a workout from all sorts of angles, sparking new ideas and making you think in ways you haven't before. It's about being a curious cat, always on the lookout for new things to learn and explore. 3. Practice critical thinking. Think of your mind as a detective. Don't just believe everything you hear or read. Ask yourself, is this source trustworthy? What's the other side of the story? Could there be any bias? It's like checking the ingredients of what you eat to make sure it's healthy. Also, give your brain a good workout by solving puzzles, playing strategy games like chess, or tackling coding problems. These activities are like brain gym sessions. They push you to think outside the box and find solutions to tricky problems. By questioning and solving, you train your brain to cut through the noise and get to the truth, making you a sharper thinker and problem solver. 4. Engage in continuous learning. Keep learning all the time, like adding new apps to your phone to make it smarter. Make a habit of reading every day, whether it's books, online articles, or even interesting posts. It's like feeding your brain a variety of foods from different places. You never know what new thing you'll discover or how it'll connect with what you already know. And with so many courses online on websites like Coursera, edX, and Khan Academy, you can learn anything from coding to cooking from the comfort of your home. It's like having a world-class university at your fingertips. Just pick a subject you're curious about and dive in. You'll be surprised at how much you can learn by dedicating just a little time each day. It's all about keeping your brain in action and not letting it get rusty. 5. Improve your memory. Boosting your memory is like leveling up in a video game. Use cool tricks like mnemonic devices to make remembering stuff easier. For example, turn a list of items into a catchy acronym, or imagine placing things you need to remember in different spots in your house. That's the method of Loci. It's like creating a mental map to find your way back to the information when you need it. Then, there's spaced repetition, which is a fancy way of saying review what you've learned again and again, but spread it out over time. It's like watering a plant at just the right intervals to make it grow stronger. Start by reviewing something you've learned after a day, then a week, then a month. This way, your brain keeps relearning and strengthening those memory muscles, helping you remember things better and for longer. It's a smart strategy to make your memory sharper. 6. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Think of messing up as a secret trick to getting better at anything. When things don't go as planned, instead of getting down about it, use it as a chance to figure out what happened and how you can do better next time. It's like when you're playing a video game and you keep losing at the same spot. Instead of quitting, you start figuring out new strategies or ways to get past that tough level. Each mistake teaches you something new, making you smarter and more prepared for the next challenge. So, remember, every time you fail, you're actually learning something valuable that'll help you grow. 7. Reflect regularly. Think of reflecting as taking a selfie of your brain. By writing in a journal about what you've learned, what puzzles you, or what you're thinking, you're basically helping your brain to organize all that information and make sense of it. It's like packing your suitcase neatly so you can find everything easily. Also, take some time to check in with yourself, like looking in a mirror. Ask yourself how much you understand about what you're learning or how good you're getting at a new skill. This self-check is a way to spot where you're strong and where you need to beef up your efforts. It's all about knowing yourself better, so you can grow smarter and more skilled over time. Becoming smarter is a lifelong journey that involves continuous learning, critical thinking, and the humility to recognize one's own ignorance. By adopting these actionable steps, you can enhance your cognitive abilities, expand your knowledge, and improve your ability to solve problems effectively. Remember, the pursuit of intelligence is not just about acquiring information, it's about fostering a mindset that values growth, curiosity, and the relentless pursuit of understanding.